What's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute. Time for life update. Number 5, baby. I forgot what that's called in Spanish. I think cinco or some stupid shit like that. It's your boy! Woo! It's hot out here, guys. It is 92 degrees. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. And y'all see that beautiful view behind me? That is Lake Eufaula. That's my view. Just in case you want to know. Y'all guys already seen the video now. So y'all know that pretty much I moved and I got some new things going on. We're going to talk a little bit about that here. So, first of all, welcome back to the channel, guys. I apologize for the long term. Well, it's not long term, it's been a few months. But I've had some transitioning things, moved into the new camp host position, was trying to get all my duties situated because I have a lot going on with me right now. So, apologies for that, but I have a lot to talk about. Everything that I can think of, and on the back page there, for this last few months that's happened to me. Ooh, it's hot, man. 92 degrees, it feels like 112. I hate humidity. Okay, so let's see. We got lots of things to talk about, guys. We got some personal stuff I want to talk about. Some things, obviously, my little buddy Ace, who's doing fantastic, loves his new life out here in Arrowhead State Park. Some work things, some RV things, and some church. Now, normally, the RV things would, consume the entire, not the entire, but most of the chat that we're going to have today. But that's not the case, guys. Haven't had much RV stuff happening to me or been able to do much RV stuff. Alright, guys, let's do a little talking about me. How am I doing? How's Camo doing? Camo, we hadn't seen you in a while. You know, you were talking about this special thing or this scenario that you're hoping that works through for you. You didn't tell us about it, and all of a sudden we see this video of you hooking up the RV, pulling it to this unknown place. We hear the story. So what's really going on with you, Camo? We got the backstory of how you got here. Now tell us how you're doing while you're here. Fair enough, fair enough. So before I get here, let's talk about some things that happened before I moved here to Arrowhead State Park. Taxes. Yeah, so the deal with me and taxes is I was a little concerned. Looking for Ace. I don't know where he's at. There he is. Taxes, I was a little concerned about this year, mostly because last year I didn't pay my taxes. And the reason why I didn't pay my taxes last year is because last year I moved here to Oklahoma in 2015. And I didn't have the money to spend to pay taxes. Of course, I don't have insurance, and of course, Obamacare cost me $400 off the rip. Don't get me started on that. But taxes, yes, last year, I actually kind of lucked out. And I think I told y'all guys a story about a lady that said she was going to do my taxes at work here, Paula. But yeah, so here's what it broke down to. When you hear this, you're going to go, man, that's a good deal. Not so much. 2014 taxes, because now I have Arizona and Oklahoma taxes. 2014, my refund was $1,239 from, I think that was, okay, federal, okay. So 2014, my federal refund was $1,239. That was when I lived in Arizona. My state, I owed $816. Okay? 2015, my refund was $838. Arizona, I got a refund of $48. And OK, I had a refund of $63. So somehow I believe the Arizona $48 one got sent to me. So I cashed that buggy real quick. The problem is, guys, is that I was in the middle of a financial, wouldn't say crisis, but I was working part-time here at the park, only getting 29 hours a week, and I literally had no money left over to do anything, and taxes was coming up. So you think, oh man, you had those big refunds. No, I didn't, because I have debts, and what happens is the debt collectors get to my refund before I do, so that $1,239 and $838, gone. Didn't touch them. Didn't even see them. So it worked out that, and this will get me into other stories here, that I ended up, I went to church. I told you I go to church at Blocker Baptist Church. And I know, guys, I'm all over the place because it's hot out here. And there's a church fellow by the name of Roger that I go to church with. Really nice guy. And the story goes is that one day, this was still in Crowder, one day I was just kind of on my off day, I think it was a Tuesday, just kind of laying up in the bed around, I don't know, 9 o'clock with Ace on my day off, sleeping in like we normally do. And I get a phone call. And it's Roger. I pick up the phone, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing much. He said, are you awake? Yeah. He says, how'd you like to go cowboying today? Now, at this point in juncture, I had no idea what cowboying was. But it sounded like something having to do with his big farm that he has out there. Lots of cows. Lots of cows. Lots of needy cows. So I told him, yeah, no problem. And on the way up to his house, I just mentioned him. I said, just to let you know that cowboying, the extent I know of cowboying starts when I step out of this truck. I had no idea what cowboying was. But basically what it was, guys, is that I went through and I think Roger's got about 100 cows. And he has vaccinations, he has to take some to the vet, we have to shift them around, feeding them, castrating some of them, just all the different things that he normally does in the summertime, springtime, before summer gets there, because obviously it'll be too hot for that. So basically I said, yeah, I'll go ahead and help him out. And we did that started off, I did it for about 4 weeks. And he would obviously pay me for the work that I did, depending on the hours and the type of work we did. And what was so awesome about that is that I had just enough of money from him, in addition to what I had into savings, and a check that I got from the insurance company, to actually pay off the $816 in taxes I owed to Arizona. God is good. All the time, and all the time. Say it with me, guys. God is good. I have to give it to him, because without him, I wouldn't have been able to pay my taxes, and I've been in a really, really bad situation. But that continued. That continued for probably about 8 weeks. And after that, summertime hits. Acers, hello, buddy. I know. Come here. You want to come up here with Daddy? Come here. That continued for about 8 weeks until the summertime, and then that was it. So that little extra money helped me out a lot. It helped me pay my taxes. I was a little concerned then with how that was going to work out for me. All right, guys. So Easter, happy belated Easter, everybody out there. Easter, I was still in Crowder, and you know I work every holiday and weekend, and holidays are not the greatest time of the year for me. I'm thinking about making a video kind of describing that backstory from South Carolina to Arizona. Y'all got one from Arizona to Oklahoma, but you don't have one from South Carolina to Oklahoma. South Carolina to Arizona. But anyway, that's a different story. So I had to work on Easter, and I decided to do some trail maintenance on Easter here in the park, which made my day go really well. It kind of prepped me up. It was an emotional day. It really was. I did some hiking. And some things were starting to sprout as far as flowers, plants, trees were starting to bloom, so it was starting to look pretty. And I went down some trail stuff and just kind of checked out some trails and some other stuff that I'd seen while I've been here in the park since working here, but not actually had a chance to go back in there and take a look. And I got a chance to go back through there, and I found some good hammock spots. Obviously not for the summer. It's just too hot here. Ticks, you know, stuff like that. It's just too much for me to want to deal with just to be solitude in a park. But I found some great places, some nice views. It was really, really, really nice, guys. I enjoyed my Easter, even though I had to work, and it was great. It really was, guys. I hope you guys had a great Easter also. Also, while I was still in Crowder, allergies. Not really had a bout with allergies, just kind of small stuff since I've been here in Oklahoma. I had allergies towards the end of my stay in South Carolina, and they went away in Arizona just because that's why a lot of people move to Arizona, because there's no grass. So allergens are far and beyond, but you have the stupid people that grow grass in Arizona. Don't get me started on that. Now, allergies had not bothered me since I've been here, and they kicked my butt around March. About 2 weeks in March, I felt like I was ready to die. I started off with normal stuff like Zyrtec. I keep that on hand. But this was a little bit different than Zyrtec, because I've not had the decongestant that I had. I was completely congested up. And I didn't realize what I needed until after about 3 or 4 days of being miserable in this. And see, in Arizona and South Carolina, I was never really congested like that, so I needed a decongestant. So I went to Walmart and I was looking in the aisles for like Zyrtec D or Allegra D or something with a decongestant in it. Didn't see anything. And I was like, really? They took them off the shelves? Walmart doesn't sell them anymore? Little did I know, you can't buy that stuff behind the counter. I mean, out where everyone else can get to. You have to go to the pharmacy and ask for it and pay for it through there, because it has that chemical in there that people use for drugs and just stupid stuff like that. But that was after the fact. So what I ended up trying was Alka-Seltzer Cold and Allergy, which I got at the dollar store. It's the closest one to me here in Canadian. And that worked for a little bit, but the problem with that, guys, was you had to take a pill every 4 hours. Well, I don't want to get up in the middle of the night after 4 hours and take another pill. Now that helped me sleep a little bit. I think, yeah, it had a sleep aid in it, so it helped me sleep, so that was great. But after 4 hours, I'd wake up congested and have to take another one. Then you have to remember to take it while you're at work. It was just too much work, guys. It was too much work. It was not necessary, if you ask me. So then I got a chance of finding this this nasal spray called Afrix. It's been out there for a while, I guess. Works really well. It's a nasal spray. And within a couple of hours, if not an hour, my nostrils started to open up so I could breathe again. But you couldn't take that for more than 3 days in a row, because after a while it starts to I guess irritate your nose. And it lasts for 6 hours according to what it said, which was bull, because for me it only lasted 6 hours and I was back to being congested again. But then I was screwed for 6 hours because I couldn't take it but every 12 hours. So at this point, guys, I'm getting real desperate. You know, I'm like, I gotta do something. So I go back to Walmart and I find this. I'm looking for anything that has a decongestant in it, anything. And I found this thing called, what was it called? Flonase. Flonase was my relief. It's a prescription strength, over-the-counter nasal spray. And it works. It takes about 2 days for it to actually get in your system. But once it's in your system, you start feeling really better. And that's exactly what happened. After about 2 days, I started to feel a little bit better every day. But after 2 days, everything started to open up. And I was feeling better. And the allergens didn't bother me as much. So you have to take 2 doses in each nostril for the first week, and then 1 in each nostril for every week after that. And there's no stoppage period. They say, you know, if you're taking it for more than 6 months, you're going to want to talk to your doctor. But the thing is that if I have to take it for 6 months, there's something else going on here. And I don't want to take it for 6 months anyway, because then your body becomes immune to it and then it doesn't work anymore. But long story short, guys, that solved my problem. My allergies were great. And there was something in the trees. There's a tree here that blooms in the spring, late winter, spring, early spring, that just causes havoc with so many people. And that's what got me. But I have a cure for it now, and I'm good to go. All right, let's talk about little Acers, guys. Acers is doing great. Back in March, around the same time that I wasn't feeling so good with allergies, Ace got sick. And he was sick for about 2 days. Now this concerned me because the way it started out is that we were laying in bed one morning, early morning, about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And Ace is a very smart dog. If he has to go outside, he will let you know. The key is you have to listen. If you don't listen to Ace when he's telling you he has to go outside, it's not going to end up being good for you. And I keep looking down there because Acer's is right here for me. So about 2 o'clock in the morning, he starts to whine at me. Well, I'm half asleep and I'm thinking to myself, last time he did this, he just jumped down and peed on the floor and jumped back up. And I had to clean up. And I'm thinking, okay, he's got to go outside and pee. Let's get up, Ace. So I get up and I let him outside. And when I let him outside, he goes to pee. So I peeing. I said, okay, great. And then the next day, we go outside. And I just kind of let him out the door. Again, this is still in Crowder. I kind of let him out the door. He just goes sniffing around the front yard area that I had. to like get his leash and stuff. And then I just kind of see him over around the tree over there, kind of puking. Like, whoa, buddy, you okay? What's wrong? So we go for a walk, and we take a walk around the park, the right side of it all the way around. And as we go around that right side, he goes to take a poop. Well, it starts to come out like water. I'm like, oh, this is not good. He's got diarrhea. We walk a little bit further and he throws up again. Now I'm getting concerned, because I know he doesn't feel good. Got him back in the house, and he just pretty much laid down all day in the bed. He didn't move. He just kind of laid there. You could tell he didn't feel good. He wasn't himself. So usually what I try to do at this point is I'm not going to give him any more dog food or anything like that. And then I, let his stomach settle for about 12 to 24 hours. And then I'll make him some rice and let him eat the rice, and then see if the rice will help settle his stomach. So eventually that's what happened, is fed him rice, and he ate some of that, and he wouldn't eat any more after that, I guess because he just doesn't want to eat that much rice, or he didn't feel good. There was something to eat, he ate it, and now he was done with it. But gradually he started to feel better after about 2 days. Now I'm thinking to myself, how did this come about? Well, probably because I may have fed him something that he wasn't supposed to have, some type of food. I don't know what that food was, but now I am a lot more conscious about what I feed him. I pay attention to what I give him, and I don't give him as many human treats as I used to. So, but other than that, he's doing great. He's being a good puppy. He loves life. He's enjoying his life out here. So living here in the state park, I have access to the bathhouse. My own bathhouse in my campground. And because my bathroom in the camper here is not the greatest thing in the world, I use that one more often than my own. And obviously I take Aces with me. We're able to lock the door behind us. And I was taking a shower, and I finished my shower, and I was just kind of standing there, and he was at the other end of the shower head. And I called him towards me, and it was just so funny. He's such a sweet fellow. Just watch this, guys.
What you doing, baby? Come here. Come see your daddy. Beaches. Come here. Come here, baby.
That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Also, another thing with Ace, so I took him to work with me too a couple of times, until he got to the point where he realized that work was actually that. It was work. So I took him one day. This was before we moved out here to the state park. I took him with me. He rode around with me in the van. I think it was on a Sunday or Saturday. I think it was a Saturday. And we rode around. I'd go around doing my stuff. Went out to group camp, and we were out there for probably a few hours. So he was running around free out there and inside, outside. And after about 6.5 hours, we got back to the maintenance barn. And it's getting close time for me to clock out. Well, instead of me just telling you the rest of the story, I'm just going to show it to you guys. Hey, sirs, you ready to go home? You ready? Did Daddy work you hard today? So he made you work for your treat this week, huh? Oh my goodness. Are you ready to go home? Well, tell everybody what you want to do. Say, I want to go home, everybody. So I've been working hard today with my daddy. You ready to go home? You ready? Okay, well, let's go. Isn't that cool? Alright, let's go ahead and talk about, since we're already in the state park, let's talk about the state park, guys. So, when was it? it was like a week before I moved here. I came down here to use one of the bathhouses because I was using, I was using the bathhouses to take showers when I was living in Crowder anyway, because my shower doesn't work in the RV, and I'm not gonna fix it. And I pulled into Echo Ridge, which is I started using that one, and it was probably about 8 o'clock at night, so it was getting kind of dark. And as I pull in, I see this snake kind of easing across the road. So I dodge it. I'm not one of those snake hitters. I don't hate snakes. I don't go after snakes. I don't try to kill them. I dodged it because I thought what I saw was a rattlesnake. Because when I dodged it, it kind of curled up and popped his head up. So I got out of the car and looked, and when I did, it was a rattlesnake, and he was kind of going back across the road where he came from, back into the grass. So I said, crap, let me go get my camera and see if I can get some footage of this guy. By the time I got my camera, he was already in the grass going into the woods, and I said, well, it's 8 o'clock at night, it's getting dark, I don't really have any light, it would not be a smart idea for me to go after this rattlesnake. First time I've ever seen a rattlesnake, ever, up close and personal, not being in a zoo of some sort, in the wild. I was in Arizona for 2.5 years, never saw a rattlesnake in the wild, never. So disappointed. But this guy was about 5.5, 6 foot long. And he was about that big and wide. I mean, he was a nice size one. If he'd have tagged you, it'd hurt. And you'd have had to get somewhere real fast. I was a little disappointed because I didn't get any footage of that. But it is what it is. What are you going to do, right? So let's talk about work, guys. So one day, obviously still living here in Crowder, I come to work and I noticed that the van is leaning to one side. It's because it's got a flat. So disappointed to start off the day like that. But I learned how to plug a tire, which I never knew how to do because I've never had a tire go bad where I had to plug it. So I learned how to plug a tire, so that was a positive. Also, in the wintertime, getting towards the beginning of spring, I had a lot of work that I had to do at the group camp. Like I told you before, I'm responsible for the group camp. And I had some carpentry work that I had to do. I'm pretty proud of myself, guys. I did a pretty good job. Also in the springtime, beginning of springtime, guys, we had some interesting storms here. And it was one storm that was pretty scary. I think it was probably the largest hailstorm that we've had since I've been here. I've only been here a little over a year and a half actually. February of next year will be 2 years. Yeah. So a year and a half, about. We had a nice hailstorm. And it was interesting how everything just kind of come together, is that, you can kind of see the storm producing and coming together, and all of a sudden it just kind of happened on me. hailstorm. I don't know if you can see it bouncing off the ground there. It's not very big, kind of, I don't know, like rock salt size, a little small. You can see the hail. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about church. So, been going to church. Lately, I have not been going to church because of work. It's just too busy here in the park. With me doing, double work by 2 different jobs here, camp host, and I work for the park part-time. I don't have any personal time, and I just don't have the money and the effort to drive across town to Blocker from Canadian and back twice a week, sometimes 3. I just don't have it. So, but I was going to church earlier before the park got busy here, and I took a video of the view from Blocker Baptist Church. So I was coming out of service one Sunday, and I just looked at that and I said, oh wow. So I pulled out the camera and took a picture of it, and it reminds me so much of the views that I've seen in Arizona. It's just that just kind of spread out there type view, guys. It's really, really beautiful, and it's just like I said, one of the things that remind me of Arizona, and I absolutely loved Arizona and the views, and just it was a highlight of my life, guys. It really was. So I was going to a number of different what are they called? Revivals for church. And I got to see a couple of different really, really, really cool guys. As far as revivals and church and things of that nature. And there's two fellers, Herb Williams and Pastor Brown. Sorry, I can't remember Pastor Brown's first name, but Herb Williams is out of he's in another state, and I can't remember where exactly he's out of. One of the southern states. And Pastor Brown is here in Oklahoma, and I can't remember the town that he's in. But I got a chance to go to 4 different revivals, and there's another guy too that I went to a revival for out in Scipio, where Biddy Boo Brown and all those live at, and where I lived at when I first moved here. And I'm telling you guys, I really enjoy revivals. It's what it is. It's a way to revive you. Because living in this world gets you so off track. You have to find something to get you motivated to keep moving forward. You know, some people have wife and kids and houses and other reasons to get you motivated, but in reality, a reassurance that God is here and He's always on your side should revive you to continue living a right life, living the positive life that you should be living here on this blessed place called Earth. That's all I'm going to call it, because it's not been so blessed lately, guys, but that's a whole nother video. On a personal note, we're talking about church. And I mentioned that I wasn't going to church. I hadn't been to church here in about a month because of the park. There's another reason too, is because I was simply getting worn out. I was going to church every Sunday morning, and then I was going to church every Sunday evening, and then I would go to church on Wednesday evenings, and then they had events during the week, which wasn't very often, but when they did, I would go then. This is another story that I may also put a YouTube video out for you guys. I haven't come to the conclusion about that, but a lot of you don't know that I've been severely depressed before. I was actually hospitalized. And I remember what got me into that position. To make a long story short, what got me into that position is I put everybody else above myself. I didn't do anything that I like to do. I didn't have any hobbies. I had hobbies, but I never did them. I never paid any attention to myself, and it just basically threw my brain straight into a hole. It took me about 2 years. About 2 years to come out of that. That was a really tough reign, and it's still a battle that I have today. But it's a battle that I know that I've had, and I know the symptoms to look for. But what was happening is that I was doing that same thing again, guys. I would go to 10 o'clock service, and after 10 o'clock service there's an 11 o'clock service. Then from 11 o'clock, this is Sunday. On Sundays, I go to 10 o'clock service, then the 11 o'clock service, and then after the 11 o'clock service I go to work, and I go to work from about 1 to 6, and then about from 1 to 5:30, give you some time to get back to church. And then after 5:30, I drive right back to church and go to the service from, it's 6. From 6 to 7, and then service from 7 to 8. And then go home. So basically from 10 o'clock in the morning till 8:30 at night, I was leaving Acers by himself. Not to mention I was just worn out, guys. I was worn out. I wasn't spending enough time with myself. I wasn't doing things I like, hiking, stuff like that. Fishing, which I'm going to get back into. So I decided to back off of that. Plus stuff here in the park got busy, so that helped me back out of it. And also I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it later once I actually got a plan together, but I'm going to have to, I've decided that I'm going to work the way I work here a certain way, and that would allow me to have a personal life, because if I don't do that, then I will not have a personal life, and I'm going to tell you guys that's not a good thing. I know where that leads me, and it's not good. Well guys, that's pretty much it. I apologize for it being all over the place, but that happens sometimes. I had to try to remember all the lovely things that happened here. Since the move to here at Arrowhead State Park in the new position, the additional position, it's not a new position, it's an additional position. But I will tell you guys, I do have some new series coming out. All of them are going to be State Park Life series. And they are going to be, I think they're going to be kind of like one video a year, because I will spend the whole year just gathering footage for them and then put out a video at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year. And they will be called The Life of Arrowhead State Park and The Death of Arrowhead State Park. Now I'm going to leave that with you because I want you to try to figure out maybe what it is that I'm going to be doing with that series. But you will see it. I've gotten some really good footage for it right now. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I hope you do anyway. I know I will. I do enjoy it because it's all new stuff that I'm seeing I've never seen before. And some pretty cool stuff. Even some stuff I had to go look up. But guys, that's it. You know, life update number 5. I really appreciate y'all guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this beautiful view of Lake Eufaula behind me. Hope you enjoyed this beautiful view of Camomeleon. I'm a pretty boy. And don't have the camouflage shirt on, but you know I got that State Park Life shirt on right there. And I don't have my glasses on because they're in the house. I took them off because I was sweating and didn't get a chance to put them back on. I don't have the camo hat on. I don't have my necklace on, so I'm not traditional camo. It's your boy, Camomeleon. But still, baby, we doing what we do out here, man. I appreciate y'all tuning into the channel, man. I can't tell you when the next videos are going to be out because right now I'm basically concentrating on putting out life updates to you guys. So at least you guys know what's going on with me. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. Things are going cool with me. My boy, Smelling Roses, I got your Facebook message, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm hanging in there, real busy. Life is good. Just doing my thing, man. I'll be getting back with you soon. Pig baggage for cancer. Congratulations. Love y'all guys. Whatever works with you, man, is fantastic. We still got to work something out, man. We can get some hiking done. Somehow I'll meet halfway. You meet out there. We meet out here. Whatever. But I don't know how that's going to work with everything going on with you right now. So congrats on the new job, Pig baggage for cancer. Did some programming in my 14-year career in IT, so hey, do the damn thing, man. Stick with it if you love it. Like one of the Facebook friends said to you, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. The problem is that usually happens towards the end of your career. But anyway, hey, may start off at your beginning of yours, man. But it's a beautiful day, even though it's hot as hell, and I've sat out here long enough talking to y'all guys about what's going on with me in my life for exactly somewhere around 40 some odd minutes. Probably gonna break it down a lot less than that. Yeah, that's it, guys. I hope y'all guys have a great summer. Continue to have a great summer, and it'll probably be close to the end of the summer, if not midsummer, maybe fall. The next time y'all guys get an update from me. The videos are not gonna. The other videos from the other series are probably not gonna start coming back until closer to the end of next year. This is I just don't have the time to videotape and produce all that stuff. So like I said, life updates are really what you're gonna see right now, and any other little small stuff that I may want to put out until the end of the year. But they'll start bumping back in the end of the year. So hey, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Love you guys. If you're ever in Oklahoma, around the Canadian Oklahoma area, come on down to Arrowhead State Park, baby. Come see your boy Camo, Campos, all day. Peace. It's your boy.